Ever pondered what happens after we breathe our last? It's a question that has fascinated and intrigued mankind since the dawn of consciousness. The afterlife, the unknown expanse beyond our mortal existence, has been a subject of curiosity and speculation across diverse cultures and religions. It's a realm shrouded in mystery, a journey that every soul must embark upon, but no one truly knows what lies on the other side. Yet, in the midst of these uncertainties, there are beliefs that offer a glimpse into what might await us. One such perspective is found in Islam, a faith that holds a profound and detailed vision of life after death. It's a vision that transcends the physical world, touching on deep spiritual truths and moral lessons. In the Islamic faith, there exists a well-defined concept of the afterlife, a journey that begins with death. Death in Islam is not an end, but a transition into another realm of existence. This transition begins with the arrival of the angel of death, an entity assigned with the solemn task of separating the soul from the body. The angel of death is neither cruel nor compassionate, but merely a servant of Allah, carrying out his divine will. The moment of death is described in Islamic texts as a profound, transformative experience. The soul, now free from the physical constraints of the body, is gently extracted by the angel of death. It's a process that's akin to the drawing of a silk cloth through a narrow ring, smooth and seamless, leaving no room for resistance or struggle. Once the soul has been taken, it embarks on a journey to the realm of Barzakh. This is a unique phase in the afterlife, a state of existence that falls between death and resurrection. It's a place of waiting and anticipation, where the soul resides until the day of judgment. The concept of Barzakh is integral to Islamic eschatology, the study of the end of times. It's a period of introspection, a time for the soul to reflect upon its earthly deeds and misdeeds. Each soul, as it awaits judgment, undergoes a personal reckoning, a self-audit of its time spent in the mortal world. In Barzakh, the soul is neither in the realm of the living nor in the eternal abode of the hereafter. It exists in an intermediate state, a spiritual purgatory, where it experiences a taste of what's to come, be it reward or punishment. This phase serves as a reminder of the temporary nature of our earthly existence and the permanence of the life to come. It emphasizes the importance of leading a life in accordance with the teachings of Islam to ensure a favorable outcome on the day of judgment. And so, after the final breath has been drawn and the soul has been taken, it finds itself in a new realm, a waiting room of sorts, a place of anticipation, reflection, and reckoning. The soul, now in Barzakh, awaits its ultimate fate. Then comes the day of judgment, a day of reckoning. This is a day that is beyond our comprehension, a day that is beyond our human understanding. In Islamic belief, this is the day when every soul will stand before the divine presence of God, accountable for its actions during its earthly existence. Each soul will be presented with its record of deeds, known as the Kitab in Arabic. This record is an account of every action, every thought, every intention that the soul had during its life. It is a comprehensive record that leaves no deed, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, unaccounted for. Imagine for a moment the gravity of this moment, standing before the divine with every action, every thought, every intention laid bare. This is the moment of ultimate accountability, the moment when the veil of earthly existence is lifted, revealing the true nature of our deeds. But the day of judgment is not just about accountability. It is also about justice. In Islam, it is believed that God will weigh the deeds of each soul on a scale, known as the mizan. This scale is not just a measure of the quantity of deeds, but also their quality. The weight of a single act of kindness could tip the scale in favor of the soul, while a single act of cruelty could tip it the other way. And then there is the bridge, the sirat, which every soul must cross. This bridge is said to be thinner than a hair and sharper than a sword. It spans the chasm between this life and the next, leading to either paradise or hell. The righteous will cross it with ease, while the wicked will stumble and fall. This is the day of judgment in Islam, a day of reckoning, a day of justice, a day of ultimate accountability. It is a day that serves as a reminder of the transient nature of our earthly existence and the eternal nature of the life to come. Every soul will be held accountable for its actions. Heaven or hell, the ultimate destinations. As we delve into the realm of the afterlife, the Islamic faith paints striking pictures of two contrasting domains, heaven or Jannah and hell or Jahannam. Jannah, the Islamic conception of paradise, is described as a place of unimaginable beauty and joy. It's a realm where every desire is fulfilled, where tranquility reigns, and hardships are nowhere to be found. The Quran, the holy book of Islam, describes Jannah with lush gardens beneath which rivers flow, brimming with fruits and blessings. It's a place where the inhabitants will be adorned with bracelets of gold and pearls, and their garments will be of silk. On the other hand, Jahannam, the Islamic depiction of hell, is portrayed as a place of unimaginable torment and suffering. The Quran describes it as a blazing fire, with boiling water and scorching winds. It is a realm of despair, where the wicked are punished for their transgressions. The garments of its inhabitants will be made of molten copper, and they will be given boiling water to drink, and purulent wounds for sustenance. But how does one reach heaven or hell? In Islam, it is believed that the souls will reside in either place based on their deeds in the earthly life. Every action, every word, every thought is accounted for. Those who lead righteous lives, who are compassionate, who uphold justice and truth, are promised Jannah. Meanwhile, those who engage in wrongdoing, who oppress others, who turn away from the path of righteousness, risk the torment of Jahannam. It's important to note that in Islam, the concept of heaven and hell serves not merely as a reward or punishment, but a reminder of the transient nature of this world and the permanence of the hereafter, a reminder to strive for goodness, to cultivate empathy, and to uphold the values that make us human. Heaven and hell, both vividly described, serve as the final destinations of the soul. Resurrection is the final act in this divine play. It is a concept that is deeply rooted in the tapestry of Islamic belief, a moment where the temporal world we know submits to the cosmic reality of eternity, a moment when the bodies that once held life will be recreated and the souls that once animated them are placed back into them. This, dear listeners, is the Islamic belief of resurrection. In the panorama of eternity, resurrection is but a blink, a transition point from the temporal to the everlasting. Picture it as a dawn where the night of earthly existence gives way to the eternal day of the hereafter. The bodies we once knew, now recreated, are not mere echoes of the past, but vessels redesigned for eternity. Then comes the moment when the souls, those ethereal entities that once roamed the confines of our bodies, are placed back into them. It's a reunion of sorts, a rekindling of an old partnership. But this time, it's not for a fleeting moment, but for an eternal duration. The soul, once a transient guest in the body, now becomes its eternal companion. Following this resurrection, there begins the eternal life. A life that's not dictated by the ticking hands of a clock, or the changing phases of the moon, but a life that exists beyond the concept of time, a life that's truly eternal. This eternal life, as per the Islamic belief, could be in the lush, serene gardens of paradise, or the raging, infernal fires of hell. Imagine a life that never ends, a life that's not punctuated by the inevitability of death, a life where every moment is an eternity in itself. Whether in the tranquil realms of paradise or the blazing pits of hellfire, this eternal existence is the ultimate destiny of the soul. And thus the journey of the soul concludes, leading to an eternal existence. A journey that began with birth, navigated through life, experienced death, and culminated in resurrection, now settles into the infinite expanse of eternity. This, dear listeners, is the Islamic belief of resurrection and eternal life. So, we've embarked on an intriguing journey. Our exploration delved into the profound concept of the afterlife in Islam, a narrative that begins at the moment of death. This is where the soul embarks on its journey to the barzakh, a state of existence between death and the day of judgment. On this day of judgment, every individual is held accountable for their actions during their earthly life. The scales of justice are balanced, with good deeds and bad deeds weighed against each other, determining one's eternal destiny. This leads us to the realms of heaven and hell, each meticulously detailed, serving as the reward and the consequence of one's earthly deeds. Heaven, a place of eternal bliss, and hell, a place of eternal suffering. Finally, we touched upon the concept of the resurrection, leading to an eternal life, reinforcing the importance of our earthly actions and their everlasting implications. In the grand scheme of the Islamic faith, the afterlife is a profound concept, serving as a reminder of our actions and their lasting consequences.